W8WKY. W8WKY. W8MPG, W8MPG, Jim, this is KD8SLG. Are you listening?
Affirmative, Nick. How do I sound, W8MPG?
Well, I'm on handy-talkie, going through a node, so I'm not the best judge, but it sounds perfect. I guess you got your new toy today, huh?
Yeah, affirmative. It showed up earlier than I expected. I was surprised, pleasantly surprised to get it in the mailbox today. So, yep, took a little bit of time this evening to get it all configured. Well, at least partially configured, I think. So, I must have done something right because I can hear you and you can hear me. So that's a win.
That is a win. Yeah, I just brought up the dashboard. I saw you on there and figured, hey, I bet you want to test that thing out. So, there you go.
Yeah, I'm digging it. It's pretty cool. Lots of features, lots of cool stuff to dig into. I do have one question for you, if you know the answer. The Auto Sky, do you have to enable the timed events for it to check every so often? And if you don't, does it only check it at startup? Or does it check it in real time somehow?
I'm not really sure which feature you're talking about. Are you talking about the weather announcements?
Yeah, affirmative. I think the Auto Sky is part of the normal weather announcements.
I have them turned off in mine. I found them to take place at the most inopportune times, usually during nets. So it was kind of disruptive. So, yeah, I don't have that on mine.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll play around with it a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I think I've got everything else figured out so far. So I appreciate you giving me a call there to test it out, though.
Cool. No worries, man. So, you know, when you come across so many other questions or you want to dig into setting up some of the digital stuff in there, some of that can be a little bit of daunting, I guess. It doesn't make sense, but you know, when you get there, we'll spend some time on that. But glad you got it. Glad you got it working. And what more can I say? Have fun with it. WNMPG, this is Katie at SLG. I'll be clear on your files.
K0 KDW.
And appreciate the help. Been a big help already, and I'm sure I have more questions for you as I work through it. But I appreciate it, and I will talk to you later. 73 W8MPG, clear.
Kilo Alpha 0, Kilo Delta with.
KA0, KDW, W8, HRF.
Good evening. Wow. The name just completely blanked on me. That's exciting. I'm not even going to dwell on it, because if I do, I'm going to sit here dead keyed forever. Anyhow, I just wanted to pass along the Missouri repeaters will not be connected in this evening, with some randomness of pop-up warnings plus a random tornado warning that's currently in effect. I do not want the weather radio that is on the repeater system interrupting the net tonight, so those will not be part of the net.
All right, Brad. Well, that's too bad. We will miss the Missouri system, but I guess it's a good thing to not have random weather notifications coming in on the net. So, well, we appreciate you taking care of that, and we appreciate you linking up to us on Wednesdays. I think Sundays too. Yeah, for Jenna Sunday, I think. And hopefully the stormy weather isn't too bad. Hopefully it kind of steers out of your way there. By the way, name is Josh, Juliet Oscar Sierra Hotel.
Yes, in true name fashion, I remembered it when I unkeyed, so there you go. And no, we connect Wednesday only right now. I'm not big, I don't do a whole lot of radio stuff on Sunday. In fact, I hardly get on the weekends. So people are lucky if they can find me on the weekend. Unless I just happen to be out traveling or doing POTA or something like that. But that is for certain. And I'm technically running a severe weather net, but I don't have to run two nets. It's very slow, so I can still be over here and on the weather net. So I'll still be here while I'm doing some virtual truck driving again this week. So we'll be triple tasking this week. KDW.
KA0, KDW, W8, HRF. Man, that is, you're doing some multitasking to the extreme. That's awesome. I'm just sitting here helping Lucy get set up on NetLogger and making sure that I have my updated script here where we refer to the Fireside network instead of the Dewdrop in. So that's what I'm doing right now. And what else? That's about it. Heard you mention last week about POTA. Mentioned our June 1st POTA. Sounds like you do POTA quite a bit yourself, or you enjoy it a little bit. It sounds like. What do you run when you go out?
W8WKY.
I know we run a wire antenna. I do not know what, I believe it's a Yaesu radio. I don't remember the model number. I go with another operator. I'm legally blind. I can't drive, so I go with one of my other club members. We look at the radio log. I just had somebody key up on the weather talk group. Let's see here. But so easy radio, and we run on a wire antenna, mostly 20 meters. Okay, it's just somebody activating their hotspot, so we're going to ignore it. So, but that's what that is. I do a lot more hunting, of course, than I do activating, but that's just due to circumstances. It's not easy for me to get out and go activate, so do what I can. And I do need to email you. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. I do need to do that, though.
Oh, you're totally good. I neglected to do that as well. I could have just ran up to QRZ and got your email. Oh man, but anyways, yeah, very good. I didn't know. I didn't know that you were technically legally blind. So hey,
technically.
Didn't know that you were legally blind. Jeez. Lucy's here, if you couldn't tell.
Hello.
She says hi. But yeah, very good. I'll shoot you off an email now, and that way you have it. So, all right, Brad, I'm gonna go off to the side here. We're gonna get rolling here in a couple minutes with pre-checks probably. So, catch you in a minute. Thanks for calling out, and thanks for linking us up with Missouri when you're able to. We appreciate it. KE0KDW W8HRF.
Well, technically, I'm fully sighted. Hi. At least I think I am sometimes, until I find some barrier that I cannot overcome. So there you go. But yep, I'll be here. I've got to transmit on the base radio for Allstar because I'm not on my wireless mic tonight. So I may go change to the wireless mic. That way I don't have buzzing. That's why I'm on the mobile right now, is because it is generally clear. K0KDW, we'll be standing by.
W8WKY.
WG8OG, WB4AIZ.
I believe I heard WB4AIZ. This is KE8YUK.
Good evening. Name is Chuck. I'm down here in Florida. Over.
Welcome to Ohio from Florida. Name here is Lucy, and I'm about to be the prenet controller for the BeaconNet, the BeaconNet starts at 10, but prenet check-in starts at 9:30, which, since you're in the blue screen, I imagine you know that already.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking to Dick this morning. I told him on the barometer and I said that he's a beacon to the ham community. I was going to get back at him tonight and say, That he's and controlling the parameter of the beacon net, something like that. Over.
Well, welcome to the madness, because we have the Sarah Club has the barometer every starting at 7 every morning except for Sundays, and then we participate in the Boredom Breaker net, which happens every day starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and we link up with a repeater over in Oklahoma for that. And then we have the Beacon net, which happens Sunday and Wednesday nights, and we just have all B-name nets, which is really confusing. But you seem to be in the right place if you were talking with Dick this morning, because he checks in usually barometer net. I don't know if I've ever seen him in the Beacon net myself, but this is probably what he was talking about.
All right, I'm gonna hold and wait for the hot chick to leave Roy.
And it's me, K-E-A-Y-U-K, standing by.
The Beacon Net, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
I would say there's my girl, but my girl is a year and a half old, doesn't know how to say that many words, and is asleep upstairs. QST, welcome to the Beacon Net pre-show. The Beacon Net is sponsored by the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association here on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, 147.390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114.8. We light up the nighttime airwaves every Sunday and Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Tulsa time. This is the pre-show. I'm here to take early check-ins and in and outs before I hand it off to Josh to deal with the mess that I've made. This is a controlled net, and we ask that all traffic pass through net control, which for the pre-net is myself. Your pre-net control operator, like I just said, is Kilo Echo 8 Yankee Uniform Kilo, KE8YUK, also known as Lucy, just Lucy, or Betty's mom, or the Yuck occasionally. Since I'm in the little chair for the baby shoe, I get to make the rules, so we're going to do the Minnie Mouse roll call with the Beacon Net control team. So first off will be our NCO for this evening, Josh, W8HRF. Are you out there?
KE8YUK, W8HRF. We're talking on the same radio, so hopefully it's working. Folks will let us know. W8HRF, back to KE8YUK.
Who's to say, though? Maybe my dulcet tones make it through and yours just break something. Moving on. We're going to call out for KD8 EPC, Dustin. He gets the night off. No responsibilities, but we're going to see if he's out there anyway. KD8 EPC, KEAYUK.
KEAYUK in the Beacon Net pre-show. This is KD8 EPC. Unfortunately, in my driveway and not at the fireworks, because now I have not only one but two broken down vans. So here we are, elbow deep in both vans, trying to decide which one's going to be easier to fix. So I don't know if we'll be around, but why not keep me on the list? KD8 EPC, back to pre-net control.
KD8 EPC, that is honestly awful. Very sorry to hear that, and we hope you figure out a solution to that particular dilemma. I am sort of familiar with it with my own broken car, but my condolences to your situation, and I hope it works out, and I hope you catch some fireworks somehow. We're going to clear with KD8 EPC, and we're going to switch over to KD8 SLG, also no responsibilities, just Nick. How you doing tonight?
KE8YUK, this is KD8SLG. I'm Groovy, Lucy. I'm Groovy, and I'm here. There you go, making dinner, getting ready to get something to eat and settle down and listen to the net. KD8SLG, back to net control.
Fantastic to hear that, Just Nick. Hope you have a good dinner and hope we're entertaining. We're going to clear with KD8SLG. We're going to switch over to KE8QKO. Nick at night. Are you out there?
KE8QKO. Yes, Lucy, I'm out here. Standing by for the start of the net. With that, I'll pass it back to you, ma'am. KE8QKO.
Roger that. Sounds good. And we're going to toss it out to KE8VZA, last member of the Minnie Mouse roll call. Eric, are you out there?
KE8YUK in the group. This is KE8VZA. I'm out here. I am fighting to stay awake with this cold. Doc says I have a sinus infection and hooked me up with some antibiotics and a really, really strong cough suppressant so I don't turn my lungs inside out anymore. So I'm going to hit the rack, and everybody have a great net and a great, safe holiday weekend. KE8VZA, back to you, Lucy.
W8WKY.
Goodness, that's awful, Eric. We wish you well and healing. Don't turn your lungs inside out. I have been to the ER because I've coughed so hard. Don't do that. So sleep, rest up, heal up, and we will do our best to have a safe weekend as well. We're going to clear with KE8VZA, and we're going to start getting some check-ins here. I'd like to remind everyone that this is a linked system, so please key up for a few seconds before you start talking, and hang on for a second after. We do want to hear everything you have to say. So if you would like to check into the pre-show for the Beacon Net, go ahead and call now. And please, if you could, call slowly and phonetically. I am new to logging, and I get really confused with pile-ups, but I'm doing my best. All right. If you want to pre-check into the pre-show, go for it. Call now.
Good evening, Lucy. Kilo, Alpha, 0, Kilo, Delta, Whiskey, K0KDW, Brad, and Missouri.
Alpha Bravo 8, Mike Oscar, AB8MO, short time on Echo Stink in Middlefield.
Whiskey 8, Tango, Mike, Choo-Choo's in Green, Ohio, in and out for tonight.
All right, we're going to stop it there, and I'm going to make sure I have it. All right, KE8YUK, pre-net control here. Right now on the list, I have W4AIZ Chuck. He was already in and out in the blue screen, but we wish him a good night. KE8YUG Josh, KF8ANS Marie, KFY Ray in his customary 10th slot, W3ETB Eddie, KA0KDW Brad, AB8MO Andy, and we do have you down as short time. I'll come back to you in a second. And I believe I got WW8TM Milrad. I want to double check the name, if not the call sign. So my last call, could you correct me if anything needs corrected?
That's a negative. You got everything right. Congratulations. That's a first, I think, in the 54 years I've been on this planet. And I'll be in and out. Everybody 73. Have a wonderful 4th.
I would pat myself on the back if I could reach. We hope you have a great night. Thanks for checking in and out. You're welcome back anytime. I know this is a later net, so not everybody sticks around, but it is a lot of fun. So if you ever get the chance to stick around, it is worth it. All right, that's the first bit of my list. I know Andy's short time, so we're going to hit him real quick before we go down the list. AB8MO, KE8YUK, are you sticking around tonight, or do you have any comments?
All right. KE8YUK in the net, the EB8MO here. Nope, I'm not going to stick around. I am in Middlefield here with the family. My nieces were praying, and the Lord delivered that the rain would hold off. It looks like we're actually going to get these fireworks in. It didn't look promising, and we were going to cancel, but at the last minute we decided to do it. So apologize for all the background noise. Not much I can do about it here, but we're sitting out here, Middlefield here at Cardinal High School. At the lawn here, and imagine the thing's going to kick off here right at about 10 o'clock. Sorry to hear Dustin stranded at home. I know he had the same idea. But, anyway, I guess I have a dual band beam to set up or assemble later tonight. Wasn't planning on doing that, but it'll be a late night project for me. Hopefully I'll get it going here for tomorrow. Thanks for picking up the show there, Josh and Lucy, and I'm going to get on out of here. Everybody have a great evening. Happy Independence Day to all. This is AB8MO.
AB8MO, KE8. Hey, glad we got you in there, Andy. Josh will see you tomorrow, most likely. Good luck with all of that work. Please be safe. Please keep him safe, and I wish you both the best, and I hope you have a lot of fun with your family, and I hope you get those fireworks up and off the ground, so enjoy your night. I have a pretty short list as a result of that first short check-in, so I'm going to call for another round of check-ins before we go through the list. So if you would like to check into the BeaconNet pre-show of KE8YUK, please call now, and I do appreciate the slow phonetics. I'm actually doing a pretty good job tonight.
Kilo 8, Papa Julia Whiskey, K8 BJW, Philip in Twinsburg.
All right, we had a burst of static. Not sure if that was anyone trying to call, and I got K8 PJW, Phil. If anyone else was trying to check in, just in case that static was trying and failing, I'm going to give it one more shot before we go through this list.
Trying to make it, wasn't getting there.
All right, I heard a static station that I believe was in Ohio, and I heard an alpha and an 8, and then it fell off, and then I heard a W, Josh, you hear W2JLS. For some reason it didn't clip you in with W or with QRZ, but I'll figure that out. Could my alpha station come back? You're super far in the static. We're going to try one more time to dig you out. Otherwise, we might have to let it go. But you can check on with NetLogger or Rag2 if you want to come into the blue screen or through Echolink, and I can get you that way as well. Over to you, my alpha station that I missed.
W8WKY repeater PL1 14.8.
All right, we will try again later. I'm going to leave it with question marks, and we'll try to get you in there somehow. Like I said, if you are trying to get into the repeater and cannot make it, you can check in through NetLogger, through the BeaconNet. You can check in through rag2.app, I believe is how it works. You can check in with Echolink. I don't remember if I said that, and hopefully we'll catch you down the log. I also just got W8LYO off of the blue screen, so you'll be at the bottom of the list, and we're going to run through the list to see if anyone's sticking around. So we're going to go up to the top. Josh, KE8YUJ, will you be sticking around for trivia?
KE8YUK, this is KE8YUJ. That sounded good tonight, Lucy, and yep, I'll be sticking around, looking forward to it. Send it back to Prenet Control, KE8YUG.
Thank you so much, Josh. KE8YUG will clear with you, and we'll go to KF8ANS. Marie, will you be sticking around?
K8YUK, this is KF8ANS. Hi, Lucy. Good to hear you tonight. Yes, I will be sticking around. This is KF8ANS, back to Prenet Control.
Sounds good. We'll catch you down the log, Marie. We'll clear, and we'll talk with Ray, K5CFY. Will you be sticking around for trivia? Nothing heard from K5CFY. I am not sure if we're connected with that particular network yet. Josh is figuring that out, and we'll come back to Ray and see if he's around. In the meantime, let's talk with Eddie, W3ETB. Eddie, will you be sticking around for trivia?
W8WKY.
Yeah, Lucy, I'll be here. I want to hear what these trivia questions are tonight. I'll turn it back to you, W3ETB, back to Matt.
Roger that, Eddie. I will warn you now, I have main trivia, and it's not that good, but it exists, which is a start. Jarvis just let me know in the blue screen that the 09 repeater should be back up and working, so hopefully we'll have some more pop-ins from Oklahoma and that neck of the woods, and we'll get there when we get there. Andy and Millerad were both in and out, so we've got our A8 question mark station. Should I give it another shot or just finish the list? Shrugs don't assist me in this particular station. We'll come back to static. We'll do not heard, so I remember that happened. And we're going to go to K8PJW. Phil, are you sticking around for trivia?
KE8YUK, K8PJW. Good evening. I think I'm just going to get my ticket punched and head on out. We were driving all day long. We're just returned from a trip from Michigan and Indiana, and kind of pushed. So just wanted to get on the log and maybe listen in for a little while. So this is KAPJW, back to the net.
All right, Phil, we've got you marked as in and out. Thanks for stopping in anyway. W2JLS, John, are you out there and sticking around for trivia?
This is W2JLS. I'm still out here, Miss Lucy, and I'm going to attempt to stick around for trivia tonight, so count me in. Yeah, and good evening on your ears, Miss Lucy.
All right, you're coming in much, much better this time around. Did you switch location or switch rigs? What are you working on tonight?
No, I'm still operating in the same location. I'm on the 991 Alpha from here in Fairlawn, and I don't know if I was with another transmission on my last over, but or I wasn't pointing directly at the mic. That's also possible. So, at any rate, I'm glad you're hearing me clearly now.
Yes, sir, we do, mostly clearly. Josh moved something on our end, and at the same time your static increased, so maybe it's our fault. But, yeah, sounding good, and we've got you. And so let's go down to W8LYO, John. He might have left the blue screen, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway.
W8LYO. Yeah, I will not be sticking around tonight. I was just lurking in the blue screen to see who was on. I'm trying to finish this 13 colonies tonight, but I will be in and out. Thanks. W8LYO, back to net.
Sounds good. Yeah, good luck with the 13 colonies. I have messed something up on NetLogger, but it'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Right. We'll clear with W8LYO, and we'll go over to Jairus AI5Q. I see you got a brisket on. That sounds amazing. Are you shipping to Ohio?
Well, Miss Lucy, I'll ship you the remains of the brisket if there's any left over. I promise. But we are going to a 4th of July party tomorrow at my sister-in-law's house, and there's likely to be 20 or 30 people there, so I'm not expecting a 10-pound 12-pound brisket to last through 20 people. It's usually good enough that everybody eats more than half a pound apiece, or up to half a pound apiece, even the kids. So, no promises that there will be any brisket left over to send to Ohio, but if there is, rest assured, I will ship it your guys' way. I am having a couple of beers, enjoying myself, and waiting on the smoker to get ready to deal with the brisket some more. And the 09 repeater and the 443 or 444 350 repeater, both repeaters were down this afternoon for us, and we got somebody at the college to go look at it, and somehow the UPSs had come unplugged from the power strip, and so they had worn down the UPSs and died of loss of battery power, and they got that corrected, and now they are back up online and doing much better. So we are back cooking with gas.
Good to hear. Thanks for the update. Glad you're sticking around and really bummed about the brisket. But Josh is right. I did go to Save-A-Lot and hit heck of a sale on ground beef. I think it was 80, whatever that percentage is. I will not finish that statement because I know I'll pick the wrong percent and everybody will be like, I was an English teacher. I fully expected this. It's fine. I can cook it. That's what matters. Good to hear. And good to hear about the repeaters being back up. We'll see if we get any check-ins as a result of that. AI5Q, we're going to clear, and we're going to switch to KG4SEK. Mark in the middle, how are you doing, and are you sticking around for trivia?
KE8YUK, KG4SEK. Hello, Miss Lucy. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'll be sticking around at least to give my answer. There you go. Yeah, I was just updating my QRZ page, and then I was like, oh, there's the net. So, very good. Thank you for running it. You and Josh. KG4SEK back to net.
Very good. As soon as you said you were updating your QRZ page, Josh pulled it up, and he appreciates it a lot. I had to recently update my QRZ page, too, because I forgot that Josh changed his call sign from KE8 VKA, and I had him down as my husband, which would be really confusing if someone else picked up that same call sign for some reason. So I went in to switch it, and I realized that my parrot also passed away, and I had to update that, which was much, much sadder. But now it's up to date, so there's that. Getting off of that sad note, we're going to switch over to the Master of Nets, KC8FQV. Mark, are you out there, and are you sticking around for trivia?
Well, Lucy, I thank you for picking me up, KCFQV. Yeah, I'll stick around for trivia. Pretty nice day out today. Matter of fact, I just went and got, I gotta go get that too, milk. But a nice walk around town. I walked the shopping center and seen what activity was there in the shopping center. See what stores are in and what is empty. Because it's not good having empty stores. Then drove around, stopped at the cemetery, stopped and drove through around where we're going to have the fireworks. Because our police department put on their Facebook page a traffic pattern that we're going to use tomorrow night to leave them. So, we'll stay around. So, KCFQV. That was so terrific with social media if it is used correctly. KCFQV.
W8WKY.
KCUV, KE8YUK. I totally understand what you mean about the stores. I did our grocery shopping for the month, and one store was completely out of cottage cheese, and another store was really, really low on eggs. Not all eggs. There were other options, but the cheap stuff I get was all gone. But it was really startling to see just blank shelves. I haven't seen that since COVID, and definitely makes me grateful that we have the variety. So, at worst case scenario, I'd be forced to buy something that's slightly more expensive rather than nothing at all. But it's intimidating. So make sure you get that milk. And you sounded great coming in. We had great audio, no background noise. It was lovely. So thanks for checking in. And that is the bottom of our list right now. I have 5 minutes to kill, and I have been speeding through this. So we're going to call out for some more pre-show check-ins if you're out there. Again, this is KE8YUK for the BeaconNet pre-show, and I am the pre-net controller, and we are going to switch over to the big show at 10 p.m., but we have 5 more minutes. So if you want to check in, please do so slowly and phonetically. It has been very kind to me. I've already missed somebody, and I'm just rambling at this point. So if you could check in for the pre-show, do it now.
Alpha Mike X-ray, KHAMX, Dick, in Green, Ohio.
November.
Kilo India 5 Lima Romeo Alpha KI 5 LRA JP in Kansas.
All right, I'm going to make sure I have it. I made sure I had it a little too long. I got distracted. Okay, we have K8AMX Dick in green, and then we had what sounded like a November, but I couldn't get anything else. I don't know if you quick keyed or got stepped on or stat cut you off, but I got a November station, and I didn't hear anything else of the call sign. So if you could come back and fix that, that'd be great. I'll give you that in just 1 second. The other person we have is KI5 LRA JP in Kansas, even though you're listed as from Oklahoma. So we'll ask you to explain that in a second. But my November station, can you come back, please, a little slower with your call sign? All right, nothing heard from my November station. You as a nothing heard. I've got a couple of those that I'm going to come back to when we hit the bottom of this list. But first, we're going to go up to K8AMX. Dick, how are you doing tonight? And are you sticking around for trivia?
Well, hello, Lucy, and all the checker members here. And I don't know if I'm going to stick around for trivia or not. The depends on what my eyelids do. But we'll be listening for a while. And yeah, I'm usually broadcasting from beautiful downtown Firestone Park, but we're hanging out at a extended care facility in the green here. So anyway, that's the story. Back to you, Lucy, and good job there, girl. This is Kilowatt 8 American Motors Experimental.
Well, Dick, you sounded great. Your signal was coming in just fine, so we're glad that we caught you. And we're going to put you down as a mobile station so that you can come in real quick before the net goes too late, because boy, do I know that feeling of wanting to go to bed. So hopefully we'll be able to pop in with your trivia once we get to that point. I had my unknown station. I'll come back to you in a minute. KI5 LRA JP, are you sticking around for trivia?
Well, good evening, Lucy, and everybody else on the net. Yeah, I'm sticking around, and as far as explaining, why I'm in Kansas, I'm mobile, but don't put me down as mobile because I don't need priority. I'll be with you guys the whole time. Yeah, I'm coming back down to FEMA Region 6 from Denver. I dropped off an RV up there earlier, and but I hit a pretty spectacular hailstorm on the way, which slowed me down quite a bit. Back in, I had to stop in Lyman, Colorado, and yeah, and it's obviously engineered hail because it's it's all turning to gas instead of melting. I mean, some of it's melting, but the majority of it is just turning to gas. So I've got these magnificent wall of gas cloud coming up from the ground right now, making these beautiful rainbows. So yeah, KI5 LRA, back to net. Talk to you later.
Okay, KI5 LRA, gotcha, and that sounds fantastic. You're experiencing a lot of different parts of nature, even if it's a little terrifying. But glad you're sticking around. And I just picked off the not off the blue screen. No, yeah, you're off the blue screen. Robbie, KC4WWW. All of the W's made the call sign block shrink. Will you be sticking around for trivia? All right, Robbie, we'll put you down as lurking, or should I try one more time? I got a shrug. That's helpful. Well, we've got a good list, and it is 10:01. So, oh, I might have gotten. Come back. I don't remember, Brad, to be honest, but we'll put you down as sticking around. And it's 10:01. So, thanks to everybody who checked in on my half hour. It's been real. It's been fun. I hope it was real fun. It's time for Josh to light up the nighttime airwaves here on the Beacon Net. W8HRF, KE8YUK. Take it away, W8HRF.
QST. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Josh, and my call sign is Whiskey 8 Hotel Romeo Foxtrot, and I will be your net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern here on the W8WKY repeater 147 Mark 390 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Allstar Node 48496 and Echolink W8WKY-R. This is a directed net, so all traffic must pass through the net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, the Fireside Network, and various other repeaters, so we ask that you key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so that we get to hear everything that you got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. Nothing heard. Stations that haven't already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. This is W8HRF. I'll be listening. All right, nothing heard. You must have done a good job here. All right.
Kilo, Lima, 7, Foxtrot, Romeo.
All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our trivia for the evening. I believe that I have alternate and Lucy has main, so I'll pass it off to KE8YUK for our alternate or for our main trivia, and I'll come back for the alternate.
KE8YUK, hi everybody, I'm back. You thought you got rid of me, but I didn't go away. All right, main trivia. What does the ham radio operator stand for? A, it's the first letter of the last names of 3 Harvard students who legally defended radio rights. B, it was an acronym of a radio-centric magazine, the Home Amateur Mechanic. C, it's the first letter of the last names of 3 radio pioneers, Heinrich Rudolf Hertz, Edwin Armstrong, and Guillermo Marconi. Or D, it was originally an insulting term for anyone who was friends with Colonel Cornwaldo Bean. Again, your main trivia. What does the ham radio operator stand for? A, it's the first letter of the last names of 3 Harvard students who legally defended radio rights. B, it was an acronym of a radio-centric magazine, the Home Amateur Mechanic. C, it's the first letter from the last names of 3 radio pioneers, Heinrich Rudolf Hertz, Edwin Armstrong, and Guillermo Marconi. D, it was originally an insulting term for anyone who was friends with Colonel Cornwaldo Bean. I will post in the blue screen over to W8HRF.
KE8YUK, W8HRF. All right, thanks, Lucy, for the main trivia there. We're going to go ahead, and I'm going to read the alternate. Let me go ahead and get it pulled up here. So tonight's alternate trivia question is, what state prohibits serving margarine at restaurants? Is it Alpha, California, Bravo, Minnesota, Charlie, Pennsylvania, or Delta, the great Cornwaldo wealth of Wisconsin? I'm going to let it drop and reread the trivia. All right, tonight's alternate trivia is, what state prohibits serving margarine at restaurants? Is it Alpha, California, Bravo, Minnesota, Charlie, Pennsylvania, or Delta, the great Cornwaldo wealth of Wisconsin? All right. With that, we're going to head up to the top of the list here. Let's see, do we have any mobiles? Not right now. Let's go ahead and get Dick in here, K8AMX. Good evening, Dick. How are you doing, and what are your answers for the trivia?
Hear the trivia question, but let me see. This trivia, I think, is what is it? C or D? I forget which letter it is. The second trivia question, I'm going to have to wait for the next round and get the question back to Nat, K8AMX.
All right, Dick, let me go ahead and reread the second trivia question for you. It's convenient that I'm the trivia guy. The alternate trivia was, what state prohibits serving margarine at restaurants? Is it Alpha, California, Bravo, Minnesota, Charlie, Pennsylvania, or Delta, the Great Cornwaldo Wealth of Wisconsin. W8HRF to K8AMX.
Well, don't know the answer to that one, but it's somebody has got to be as weird as California, some state, to make it illegal to serve margarine. So I'll go with California, and I know I've got the primary correct.
All right, Dick, we got you down for California for the alternates, and I'm not going to lie, we missed your main. It was either C or D is what we heard. What was your answer for the main?
Can you do C and D quickly?
All right, I'll let Lucy read what C and D are. W8HRF 2KE8YUK.
All right, C is the first and the last names of 3 radio pioneers, and D is it was originally an insulting term for anyone who's friends with Colonel Cornwaldo Bean.
The original pioneers.
All right, Dick, we got you down for Charlie and California. Thanks so much, Dick, and we'll catch you down the log. All right, we're going to head up to the top of the list here. KE8YUG. Josh, how you doing? And what are you up to tonight? And what are your answers for our trivia? Take it away, Josh.
W8HRF, this is KE8YUG. That's good to hear you, Josh. If you were saying something, the repeater here, I missed it. But, yeah, well, that sounds like Avon Lake got their fireworks show going on over here. So, we're just listening. Can't see it from here, but we used to be able to see it, but not this location. For the trivia, though, I'm gonna go B Bravo for both of them. So B Bravo for both. But yeah, weekend's a little early now. I'll be off next few days. I'm really excited about that. And still trying to get in the weekend mode, but hopefully it works not too bad. I'd really like to get out and do some skateboarding and hit up a park or something. So that should feel good. But outside of that, just keeping up with projects. I'll probably be on the radio a good amount, and we'll see what goes from there. I'm looking forward to just hanging out. Hey, everybody have a wonderful Independence Day, and thanks for running the net. 73, and I'll send it back to you. This is KE8YUG.
KE8YUG, W8HRF. All right, Josh, thanks for stopping by. We got your answers down as Bravo and Bravo. All right, let's head on down and talk to Josh's better half here, Marie, KF8ANS. How you doing, Marie? And what are your answers for the trivia?
W8HRF, this is KF8ANS, Marie here. Hi, Josh, good to hear you tonight. Meaning I'm thinking it's Wednesday, so we're halfway through the week. Yeah, we're so excited though. Josh started vacation today, last day of work, so on to the long weekend. Looking forward to it. For trivia, I'm gonna go B Bravo and B Bravo for both. So lately I've been working on the computer project here, updating some websites. It's kind of fun. I kind of like watching it come alive per se, like testing them out. Did I do it right? Can I see it? That's kind of cool to me. And like I do a little clap and happy dance that I did it right. So happy Independence Day to everyone this weekend. It's tomorrow actually. So 73 all. This is KF8ANS back to net.
KF8 ANS, W8HRF. All right, Marie, we got your answers down as Bravo and Bravo. I think Marie and Josh are looking at each other's report cards here, or at their answer sheets. They have the same answers. Thanks for stopping by, Josh and Marie. We appreciate it. And, oh, man, we got some fireworks going outside here, too, like Josh was saying you got over there. So, all right, thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time. We'll clear with K8YUG and KF8ANS, and that brings us down to Ray, K5CFY. Oh, he might be over here from, how you doing, Ray? And how did the boredom breaker net go this afternoon? K5CFY, W8HRF.
W8WKY.
All right, nothing heard from Ray. We'll see if he pops back into the blue screen or something later on. So, all right, let's see. That brings us down to Eddie, W3ETB. How's it going, Eddie? How's your evening going? And do you have any fun plans for Independence Day? Take it away.
Hi, Josh. Yeah, as far as Ray, actually, it's supposed to have been Miss Nancy on the second hour of the boredom breakers today. I checked in with Dustin on the first hour, and I heard Ray saying that he had the day off and that it was going to be Miss Nancy was going to be on. And unfortunately, I got called away to do something else, and I wasn't able to get in on Miss Nancy's hour. So, as far as plans for the 4th of July, I'm staying right here, not moving. Yeah, around here in Annapolis, on the holidays or on the weekends, this time of the year, the main highway is always crowded with people going to Ocean City, so it's best not to go anywhere if you're local. Just stay put. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. So, and the questions, trivia questions, before I time down, let's see, Lucy's trivia question. I think I always like the letter A, so I'll go with A for Lucy. And for yours, I have really never answered a question that had Cornwaldo bean in it, so I'll go with D on that one, just for the heck of it. Anyway, I'll turn it back to you, Josh. 73 to you and Lucy, and y'all have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
W3ETB. All right, Eddie, we got your answers down for Alpha and Delta. Finally, we got you to say Cornwaldo being on the air. There you go. That's the goal. I'll tell you. Well, I don't know what I was going to say. Independence Day. I normally am not out on Independence Day, so I don't know how crazy the roads get. I don't think it's so bad, but around here, anyways. But I'm going to be doing my traveling in the morning on Independence Day. I'm going to head over to Andy's house, and we're going to go up on the roof and put up a beam, I believe. So that's my plan for Independence Day, and then just relax. So we're looking forward to that. So thanks for stopping by, Eddie. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you later. All right, we're going to clear with W3ETB. That brings us down to Brad, KA0KDW. All right, Brad, how you doing? I got to talk to you a little bit before the net, not even the pre-show. But how's it going, and what are your answers for the for trivia questions? Take it away.
Well, I went ahead and put them in the blue screen because who knows what I might be doing when you guys called me. Luckily, nothing at the moment other than driving my virtual semi, getting on to I-25 from I-40 on my way to Lincoln, Nebraska, back to my headquarters. Anyhow, not a whole lot going on here. It seems that, knock on wood, the weather net is non-existent at the moment, which it came at a good time because about the time the warnings were set to be done, well, actually they were still in effect, but apparently the internet on our repeaters down at Branson is down, so I've been reading to myself. But regardless, My answers are Delta and Alpha, and I got interrupted. I think the reason I missed, because I'm pretty sure you guys did call me. I thought I heard it, but I was over on Southwest Missouri DMR talking with the repeater coordinator. He hopped over there and threw his call out with the purpose of trying to find me, which I guess he wanted to let me know sooner than what the email would be there, because he said he's got a couple more coordination emails to send out first, third or fourth on the list. So got that done, and now I just got to move to contact the Missouri Department of Conservation with one of my contacts and have him help me with his contact at the conservation, so we can hopefully get approval for their tower site in order to put a 2-meter machine up. Let me break real quick. With that 2-meter repeater, the interesting thing is I don't know yet for sure if it'll be analog or DMR or a mixed mode. It all depends on if my free repeater I got about a year ago properly works as it's supposed to. It was a former fire department repeater, and it allegedly worked 100% when they took it out of service. They replaced it because my county is going to NXDN, next edge. So they replaced it with a repeater that was NXDN capable. And so their fire chief asked if I knew anybody with use for it. I said, not at the moment, but I'll take it anyway. I'm sure I'll eventually find something to do with it. I was originally going to build a high-power Allstar Node with it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to look into putting a repeater on the air. So Phase 1 is done. Phase 2 is the Missouri Department of Conservation. If they approve it, Phase 3 is fundraising and getting all the stuff we need. So there you go. That'll do it for me. Hopefully I'm done with weather stuff for the night. Now it's just off to finish listening to the net and finish my virtual trip from Phoenix, Arizona to Lincoln, Nebraska. I'd be a lot further along, but I had to keep pausing to read warnings on digital. So there you go. K0KDW in the net. Have a good 4th of July, and we'll catch everyone on Wednesday next week.
KA0KDW, Brad in Missouri. This is W8HRF. All right, Brad. Man, busy man over there running a weather net, checking into the beacon net, driving across country. Very fine business there, Brad. And man, that would have been one heck of a node if you were able to use it for that. But hey, that's great. That it sounds like you might be able to use that repeater, put it to get some good use there. That is really cool. You know, it was funny. I was looking at repeaters at one point, not to buy or anything, just to learn about them, and learned that the Yaesu system fusion repeaters are basically just two FTM 400 slapped in a box. That was kind of interesting to see. At least I think that's what I remember. So, anyways, thanks for stopping by, Brad. You have yourself a wonderful Independence Day, and we'll catch you later. Got your answers down for Delta and Alpha. All right, we had a couple of in and out stations next. Alpha Bravo 8 Mike Andy, AB8MO, WW8TM, and K8PJW. Phil coming back from a trip from Michigan there. Glad you made it home there, Phil, and get some rest. So, all right, well, that brings us down to W2JLS. How's it going, John? And what are your answers for trivia, and what are you up to on Independence Day?
Good evening, Josh. This is W2JLS. And I had to switch over to Echolink. I'm upstairs now out of the radio room in the kitchen, just setting up some dinner for my son, Johnny, who's upstairs probably playing video games, and he's going to have to pull it together and get down here and eat. He's got some nice salmon, and I've got a pasta salad and some blanched broccoli covered with garlic and butter. So if that doesn't pull him downstairs, I don't know what will. Trivia questions. Let's see. Miss Lucy's question. I've been a ham for about 5 years now. I think last month was my 5-year anniversary, and that's one of those questions that comes up from time to time. I've done a little bit of internet research in the past, and my recollection is that the 3 Harvard last names is one of the things that pops up. But my recollection is that it's also not widely held that it's clear that that's the only explanation for it. So I'm going to say A provisionally, if in fact the A is the Harvard guys. And then your question, I don't know the answer to, but I was thinking before you even read the choices, probably California, because they're very proactive about health-related nutritional matters, and margarine is the damn devil. And I grew up at a period of time where they were telling you that was the way to go and butter was bad, but I just use a big slab of butter on both the broccoli and the salmon, and I feel just fine. W2JLS back to net. Thanks for having me, Josh.
W2JLS, W8HRF. Well, thanks for stopping by, John. We appreciate it. And, yeah, cooking up some good food there. Oh, man, we had salmon not long ago. That was pretty good. I think that day I forgot, I started cutting it up, and I had forgotten to remove the skin off the bottom, though, which was annoying, but I got it off after that. But anyways, we appreciate you stopping by, John. And, shoot, there was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, well. Well, you have yourself a wonderful Independence Day, and we'll catch you later. We're going to clear with W2JLS. That brings us down to AI5Q. W8LYO was in and out, by the way. That brings us down to Jairus. How's it going, Jairus? What are you up to, and what's your plans for Independence Day?
WAHRF and the net, AI5Q. I am busy smoking a brisket for tomorrow evening, and we are trying to make sure that it gets done on time, which should not be a problem because I allotted myself 24 hours, and I only really need 12 to 18, but I thought 24 is not going to hurt the way I do it anyway. So it won't be dry, I promise you that. It'll be delicious, and it'll be top-notch brisket that the likes of which you've never had before, because I have perfected my craft. So, that being said, plans for tomorrow are to go over to the in-laws' house who have a pool and provide my brisket as the main course. The wife is providing baked beans as a side course, and there'll be a few other options out there. And we will indulge and feast and swim and drink and have a good time and light off some fireworks. So that's the plan. Appreciate you running the net. And we are going to continue drinking until we are done with the brisket. So it's going to be a long night. And I'm just fine with that. I couldn't drink for the past 2 days because I had a colonoscopy. So I'm making up for lost time. AI5Q back to W8HRF.
AI5Q, W8HRF. Very good, Jairus. Sounds like you'll have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. It is relatively warm and humid here in Ohio right now, and I think it will be for the next couple of days. I think I looked at tomorrow's going to be warm. So a pool sounds pretty good, and I don't even like swimming that much. But yeah, very fine business on the biscuit there, brisket. Oh my goodness, that's a very long time to cook a biscuit there. So yeah, and I would make up for lost time too if I had to not eat for however long it is before a colonoscopy. So I'm sure you're glad that's over. Anyways, you have a wonderful 4th of July, and we'll catch you later. AI5Q W8HRF. Okay, let's head on down to Mark. KG4SDK, man, he has been killing it with POTA. Parking lots on the air. Mark, you were sending me a picture there of your setup in the parking lot. Looked awesome, And anyways, I'll throw it over to you. And what are your answers for our trivia? KG4SEK, W8HRF.
W8HRF, KG4SEK here. Hello, Josh. Thank you for the parking lot POTA compliment. Well, let me just open the door and my mouth and invite y'all into my head. The Lucy question, man, I'm torn. I mean, I've heard this, it seems like. The alpha, first letters of the last names of the Harvard students defending the radio rights. Yeah, it seems like I've read that. But then, you know, Richard, Dick, he also pulled the pioneers, you know, the three excellent radio guys. That sounds logical, too. I was so torn, but I'm going to go with Alpha. But I really like saying Charlie, but I'm going to go with Alpha on the first question. Oh, the second question, it just seems too easy to be California. So with butter, I'm thinking dairy, and the most dairyest state I think in there is Pennsylvania. So now I can say Charlie. So my answers are Alpha and Charlie. Thanks for running the net, guys. Good night, everyone. KG4SEK.
KG4SEK. All right, Mark, we're very fine business there. We got your answers there for Alpha and Charlie. And, again, very fine business on the parking lots on the air there. So, we'll say 73s. All right, I'm going to re-identify this as the Beacon Net on the W8WKY repeater 147 Mark 390. Like I said, this is the Beacon Net. We're going through our list of check-ins here. We got a couple of more, and we'll do another round of check-ins at the bottom of that list. All right, but before we get to that, we got Mark, KC8FQV. How are you doing, Mark? Do you have any plans for the 4th? And what are your answers for trivia?
All right, K-Secretary, I got to stick the blue screen so I can get these right. I'm going to say B on the main one for the ham, and Wisconsin, or D on the alternative. Hell, we'll just go up, watch the parade, and go over to my brother's. So, and then we'll go watch the fireworks tomorrow night. So, and I see the carnival's already got set up somewhat today where the parade ends. Very simple. Starts at a shopping center, goes about, I don't know, a mile or so down to the park by the fire station, Kiwanis Moore. And they'll have that water pad running tomorrow. I'm sure if it's raining, there won't be no one using it. But if it's hot and muggy, yeah, they'll be using it. So, and who knows what it's going to do. So we'll send it back to net control. KCFQV.
KC8FQV, W8HRF. Very good there, Mark. Sounds like you'll have a good Independence Day. Hey, we missed your main, unfortunately, your main trivia answer. I got your alternate down as Delta, but could you let us know what your main was again? Go ahead.
Okay, the main one is Bravo, B, for the magazine. So B, Bravo, KCFQV.
All right, roger that, Mark. We got you down for Bravo and Delta. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll hear you down the log. We're going to clear with KC8FQV. We already talked to Dick, K8AMX. That brings us down to JP, Mobile, KI5LRA, I believe in Kansas. How you doing, JP? And how close are you to your destination? Any plans for Independence Day? Take it away.
Yeah, good evening, and Doing all right. Caught back up with the weather here. It's raining. At least it's not hailing. Spectacular double rainbow I just drove under as the sun went down. It was gorgeous. I got about 7 hours left to go. So, hey, Jairus, have a couple beers for me because I won't get to do any drinking tonight. I got a long time to get before I can get a beer. I'm going to give Cornwaldo Bean some love tonight and go double D on the answer. Mainly because I think, I think I remember something about him practicing Gregorian chant, so that leads me to think that he might be pious in some sense, So I think, being that margarine is total blasphemy, I think Cornwaldo Bean had a hand in that in Wisconsin. So I'll go double D on my answers there. KI5LRA back to net.
KI5LRA W8HRF. All right, JP. Man, you got a long way to go still, but hopefully you got some caffeine keeping you going there, and hopefully you make it safely to your destination. And we appreciate you stopping by. Definitely the blasphemy on regarding margarine. I was always confused as a kid between oleo, margarine, and butter. Because as a kid, you're just like, it's just a stick of butter. Give me the butter. But my grandma would always say it's oleo, and I'd be like, it's butter. What are you talking about? But anyways, that was a long time ago. But anyways, thanks for stopping by, JP. You keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up, and we'll catch you on the next net. Man, you remembered all the way back to Gregorian chant, Cornwaldo.
I forgot about that one.
We even forgot about that. So we'll catch you later, JP. Take care and drive safe. All right, we're going to clear with KI5LRA. That brings us down to KC4 Whiskey, Robbie. We'll see if he's around. I think we picked him off of the blue screen earlier. KC4 WWW, take it away. Heard there. We're going to move on down to KL7FR. Mike. KL7 Frozen Radio. How are you doing, Mike? How are you, and what are you doing for 4th of July, and what are your answers for the trivia? Take it away.
Well, hello, Josh, and everyone on the Beaconette, and thanks to Lucy for the trivia, and thanks to all of the Beaconette team. You guys always put on a great net. I haven't been around much lately, but now that I'm back in Alaska, hopefully I'll be more regular on the Beaconette. But I had to go buy a new charcoal grill today. My old one was burnt out with ice, so got that home and figured had to pre-fire it before we cook on it, so we loaded up with charcoal and fired it up, and it didn't really smell much or anything. But we burnt it off good once, and then decided what the heck, fired up again. We grilled some burgers and dogs, so I got stuffed on that. And thought I was full until I heard Jairus's report about the smoked brisket, and that got me drooling, and then imagine sitting there watching it and drinking all night long. I don't have a brisket smoking, but I guess I'll drink vicariously with Jairus while he's smoking the brisket. But we're going to grill again tomorrow, and probably in the evening, because at noon there's the annual 4th of July parade here in Willow, which lasts all of about 10 minutes. It's a pretty short parade. And then there's the community, I guess it's 4th of July lunch. They serve burgers and dogs and salads and kind of potluck dinner, lunch. And then come home and grill again and go watch the fireworks. Although fireworks are not that exciting in the summer here because it's
still midnight sun at this time of year. We get a little dusky dark after midnight, but it doesn't really even get dark. You can't see the stars or nothing. So fireworks seem to be better in the winter. We shoot off lots of fireworks on New Year's here. Anyway, I'll pause for a reset. I'm probably about to time out. KL7FR returning. And as far as the trivia questions go, on that ham answer, I would have to go with D, but I'd like to qualify it. I heard the true origin of that was from when first radio transmissions were spark gap, and the telegraphers, you know, everybody's excited to go wireless, but the telegraphers prided their CW skills, and when they heard CW over spark gap transmitters, they said those guys are ham-fisted. So that's what I heard the origin of it was. But Colonel Corden Waldo Bean was probably around there and had his fingers in it one way or another, so I'll go with D on the official trivia question. And on the alternate question, I consider that Wisconsin is considered America's dairy land, but Minnesota's famous for Land O'Lakes butter, and even though they took the Indian Princess off the wrapper, Land O'Lakes butter is the best, no two ways about it, so I think it would be Minnesota for that. Minnesota, so I'll go with DMB on my trivia. Great to be in here on the Beaconette. Great to hear everybody in here, and Jerish made me hungry, but I'll be drinking roll.
KL7FR, W8HRF. Hey, real good to hear you there, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you're safe back up in Alaska there. Sounds like maybe you're down in the States for a bit there, but glad that you're planning. It sounds like you have a good plan for 4th of July there. Lots of grilling. Man, we'll have to have Jarrah ship you up a brisket. Yeah, I'm drooling too, thinking about that. I recently got my mom's old grill working. She got a new one, so I fixed up her old one, and we have that here at the house. And man, I normally don't like cooking, but when it's grilling, I actually really enjoy it. So that's why we have an entire freezer full of ground beef right now. So Lucy wants me to do the cooking, I think is what the sign is. So very good. And yeah, you were mentioning the Land O'Lakes butter. I think that there's actually a Land O'Lakes butter factory right near us here down in Talmadge. But
butter's so loud, Brad will show up and correct us all.
Anyways, yeah, that's really cool there that you're going to have a 4th of July parade instead of last about 10 minutes there. Well, hopefully you have a wonderful 4th of July, and we'll catch you on the next one there, Mike. 73 brings us down to W8MPG. Jim, how you doing, and what are your answers for trivia?
Hey, good evening, Josh. Good evening, Lucy. Good to hear you on the net. Good to hear everybody on the net. Good evening, everybody. Trivia, I'm going to say D Delta, because how can you not pick Colonel Cornwaldo? You just got to pick that. And I'll say Minnesota for the other one. I'm coming into the net tonight via my brand new Clear Node, which arrived in the mailbox today. I got it configured just an hour before the net started, so you can let me know if I sound okay on your end there. All right, Josh, give it back to you. Everybody have a great evening, W8MPG.
W8MPG, W8HRF. All right there, Jim. You sound fantastic on your Clear Node. No problem whatsoever. That's awesome. That's a nice, fun new toy that'll keep you busy for a while. I had thought about getting one of those, and we'll just start with. I found a good deal on a Shari hat for the Raspberry Pi to do All-Star, so I'm going to start with that, and then we'll see where we go from that. I know those clear nodes can do a whole lot more with all the digital modes. So, but very good, and hopefully you enjoy it. Have a wonderful Independence Day, and thanks for stopping by. We got your answers down for Delta and Minnesota. Bravo. So we'll clear with you. W8MPG. This is Josh, W8HRF, on the Beacon Net, on the W8WKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, with a positive offset and tone of 114.8. We meet here every Sunday and Wednesday. The big show starts at 10. The pre-show starts at 9:30. That's Eastern time. And we're at the bottom of the list. So if you've been waiting to check in, now is your time. We've got a whole bunch of empty lines here, and I don't have work in the morning, so we could be here for a while. If you'd like to get logged on to the Beacon Net, please call now.
Alpha India 5, Quebec AI 5Q, recheck.
AVNMO, recheck.
All right, we'll take a couple of rechecks. AI5Q, Jairus, go.
W8HRF, just curious, where did you find this good deal on a Shari node? Because if it was on Amazon or eBay, it's probably a Chinese knockoff. The SA818 chip is non-programmable, and it will give you fits and troubles, and there is no support for said Chinese knockoff clones. So just wanted to give you that heads up before you go down this path and get frustrated, that if you bought it off of somewhere other than Kits for Hams, you are sorely mistaken that you will have product support and or the ability to program what you want on the node. Just a heads up from being in the groups.io chat groups, AI5Q.
I got it used off of a swap channel. If you know Ham Radio Crash Course, Josh on Ham Radio Crash Course, he has a swap channel on his Discord. And somebody was selling theirs because they hadn't used it very much, but they had originally bought it for from Kits for Hams, is my understanding. Go ahead.
All right, well then you should be safe from counterfeits and all that. If you know the original call sign of who bought it, that will help you when you ask for support on the Kits for Hams website. Say, I bought this off of blah, 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 and they will look it up and see that they have a record of selling him an actual Kits for Hams Shari node, and I can help you program it no matter where it comes from. So I just wanted to caution you as to if you found a good deal on eBay or Amazon, it's not all it's cracked up to be, but it sounds like you went the right path and found a conscientious ham seller, and just make sure to maintain his call sign in your repertoire for contacting for Hams for support. AI5Q back to W8HRF.
AI5Q W8HRF. All right, thanks so much, Jairus. Yeah, I will make a note of his call sign and keep it. That's good information there. I do appreciate it, and thanks for the warning about the knockoffs on eBay there. Yeah, that's great. I know when we were talking before that you were saying that the guys over at Kits for Hams are really supportive, so when you buy off of them. So I appreciate it, and we'll catch you later. We'll clear with AI5Q. We got a recheck from ABNMO. Go ahead, Andy. You on your way home?
Actually at home. Walked in not too long ago, got the beam, and realized I'm missing half the parts. So I gotta go dig through the garage some more and find the cable harness and the UHF elements, and yeah, I'm missing some parts. I definitely don't have enough to make this thing work right now. I'm looking for Trivium. Let's see, what does ham and ham radio operator stand for? I don't know. I'll go double D on it. I'm not going to read through it while I'm talking. The Great Cornwaldo State of Wisconsin, huh? I like that one. Yeah, display was nice. I had a good time with the family over there in Middlefield. Yeah, my tax dollars hard at work because I pay Middlefield village tax. So if that was a municipally paid display, I helped pay for that. So I'm getting my money's worth out of it. So I'll be listening along there, Josh. Hopefully I'll find the rest of this antenna, because if I don't, we might not be doing anything tomorrow. So throw it back to you. W88F. This is AB8MO.
AB8MO, W8HRF. All right, Andy. Let's see. We got your answers down for Delta and Delta. Thank you for the chuckle for the Great Cornwaldo Wealth of Wisconsin. We'll see you tomorrow, and if it turns out it doesn't work out, then maybe we can work something else out. Maybe do something early Saturday. We will figure it out. So we'll clear with AB8MO, and let's see. I got one more we picked off of the blue screen here, K6KJV, and after we go to Kevin, we will do another round of check-ins. K6KJV, W8HRF. How you doing, Kevin? And what are your answers for the trivia?
Thank you very much, Sir Josh, for the pickup and the handoff. Well, I just got in here, so I don't know what the questions are, but I'll go with my canned answer. Double D's. Delta and Delta. And I think there's a Cornwaldo being question and answer in there, so yep, got to stick with my family roots there on the old Cornwaldo bean family tree there. So just for the three-letter agencies, this is K6KJV in Valley Springs, California, and I just wanted to stop by here and say hello to each and every one of y'all and say God bless America, and I hope everyone has a very blessed Independence Day. Have a safe one, and with that, I'll say God bless, protect, prosper, and bring peace and healing to each and every one of your families and friends and y'alls, and may the good Lord call each and every lost soul to his saving, loving grace. And with that, I'll pass the mic back to you there from K6KJV. Take it away.
And live long and prosper to you as well, my friend. K6KJV, W8HRF. Thanks for stopping by, Kevin. You have yourself a wonderful Independence Day as well. Take care of yourself out there in California. We got your answers down for Delta and Delta. All right, this is W8HRF. My name is Josh. We are going through the list of check-ins here on the BeaconNet. We are at the bottom of the list, and we're not quite at the top of the hour here yet. Let's do another round of check-ins. If you'd like to get on the log for tonight's BeaconNet, please call now. All right, man, might be a little bit of a early night tonight. We'll see what happens. Folks probably getting ready for July 4th here. Let's do one more call. We'll call one more time before we go up to the net control team. One more call for check-ins. If you would like to get onto the BeaconNet, please call now. All right, nothing heard. So with that, we're going to head up and talk to the net control team. KE8YUK. Lucy, what's your answer for alternate, and what do you got going on? KE8YUK, W8HRF.
W8WKY.
W8HRF, this is KE8YUK. My answer for the alternate will be Thimble, because I know the answer. And I of course, am Maine, which I should know the answer for. So that's out as well. Today was long. I went over to help my mom create the invitations to my soon-to-be sister-in-law's bridal shower, but many things got in the way of actually doing that, including a cranky baby, a sick sister, an escaped rabbit that was eventually recovered. I feel like there was something else. Oh, a call from someone I distantly know who was asking my mom a question about orchids. But it was a complicated conversation because that particular woman just lost her son suddenly, which I did not know until my mom told me. So it was just a series of weird events and unfortunate events, just a long day, and then no one showed up to youth group, which was kind of a waste of an hour, but that's fine. I got to spend some time with my little brother, which is fun. So ready to go to bed. I'm tired. Tired from doing nothing. I have no brisket. I have no beer. I feel supremely disappointed in all of you. But actually, I hope everybody has a great 4th of July. Please, please, please stay safe. Remember that firecrackers and fireworks are, in fact, different types of explosives, and your fingers, toes, and other body parts should stay where they are, and everyone else's should as well. Be careful on the roads. Don't drink and drive. That's one of the worst things you can do. And like RevKev said, God bless America. We need it. But here's hoping that we stay the course. This is KE8YUK. God bless everybody. Stay safe. And I am passing it over to W8HRF.
KE8YUK, W8HRF. All right, Lucy, I'm sure you got your answer down on the blue screen. I walked out of the room for a second to get a drink. All right, we're going to clear with KE8YUK, and we're going to get back to her in a minute for her answer, for her to read her trivia answers. That brings us down to Dustin, KD80PC. Dustin, how's the car coming? Sorry, you got to be working out there tonight doing that. Hopefully it's going okay. How's it going, Dustin? And what are your answers for trivia? All right, Dustin might be predisposed there, so we'll say 7-3s to him, and hopefully things are going well out in the garage. KD8SLG, just Nick. How's your evening going, Nick? And how was what's it called? Field day wrap up going. KD8SLG, W8HRF.
WHRF, this is KD8SLG. Good evening to you, Josh and Lucy. Fine business, all the beacon netizens. If there's a Cornwaldo being in the answer, that's my answer tonight. So I guess I'll go with double D's, as Rev Kev so reverently said. Field day is submitted, so last step is done there. That was a good time. Everyone have a happy and safe Independence Day. KD8SLG, back to net control.
KD8SLG, W8HRF. We got your answers down for Delta and Delta. Thanks so much for all you do there, Nick, for all you were doing for Field Day. We appreciate it, and we'll wait with bated breath for the scores there. So appreciate it, and we'll say 7-3s. You have a good night and a good 4th. All right, that brings us down to Nick at night. KE8QKO. How's it going, Nick? What are your answers for the trivia, and what do you got planned for the 4th?
KEAQKO, hello, sir. How you doing? My answers to the trivia. I'm going to go with Bravo and Charlie. Wild guesses. We'll see how that works out. And the fourth is not working. That's my main thing. And then I'm actually trying to get some yard work done if the weather's nice, and set up some fireworks in the backyard with the family and that sort of thing. And we've got a party to go to this weekend, which is going to be a much bigger fireworks show. So that'll be fun to go do. But that's about it. Really just kind of relaxing and not doing a lot. It's my main goal. That's really all I have going on right now. Anyway, with that, Josh, I'll pass it back to you. KEAQKO.
KEAQKO, W8HRF. Very good, Nick. You enjoy your fourth there, and we got your answers down for Bravo and Charlie. We'll catch you later, and we'll say 7-3s. All right. I think Eric was in and out. Hopefully he feels better there. I know he's getting over a sickness, getting over a cold. So we'll say 7-3s to Eric. That brings us down to the bottom of the net control team. And we'll go ahead and we'll read trivia now. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lucy to read her trivia and give us the answers. KEAYUK, W8HRF.
W8HRF, KEAYUK. Main trivia. What does the ham and ham radio operators stand for? A, it's the first letter of the last names of 3 Harvard students who legally defended radio rights. B, it was an acronym of the radio-centric magazine, The Home Amateur Mechanic. C, is the first letter from the last names of 3 radio pioneers, Heinrich Rudolf Hertz, Edwin Armstrong, and wow, too much Italian, Marconi. D, it was originally an insulting term for anyone who was friends with Colonel Cornwaldo Bean. The answer is D. Well, the first 3 answers were all proposed as possible sources for the ham and ham radio. It was actually originally an insult. At the turn of the 20th century, the terms ham and plug were used by landline telegraphers to describe an operator, quote, who lacks ability or who had poor or ham-fisted skills. Early radio, initially known as wireless telegraphy, included many former wire telegraph operators. And within the new service, ham was employed as a pejorative term by professional radio telegraph. Wow. Why is that all one word? Operators, to suggest that amateur enthusiasts were unskilled. As time went on, even the professionals continued to use the term pejoratively. The amateurs began to embrace it. For example, it can be seen in a positive light in Thomas F. Hunter's exuberant, quote, I am the wandering ham, end quote, from the January 1920 issue of QST. Bonus, within Australia, the term ham is sometimes used as a backronym for the words hobby amateur. So, KEAYUK returning. If you have heard the other answers floating around, they are very common solutions to why we are called ham operators, but none of them really have anything to back them up. People just kind of put the names together for A and C and made them into ham, and I don't think home amateur mechanic existed. If it did, that's another thing that people made up. But the best guess is that it was originally an insulting term. Okay, I've talked enough. Over to W8HRF.
KEAYUK, W8HRF. Thanks so much for doing the main there, Lucy. We appreciate it. And I'll go ahead and I'll read I'll let it drop and I'll read the alternate trivia. All right, tonight's alternate trivia was, what state prohibits serving margarine at restaurants? Your options were Alpha, California, Bravo, Minnesota, Charlie, Pennsylvania, or Delta, the great Cornwaldo wealth of Wisconsin. The answer was Delta, Wisconsin. So the explanation is, to protect farmers and butter, America's Dairyland actually banned yellow margarine in 1895, meaning that it was legally available only in white, according to the Historical Museum and the National Dairy Shrine in Wisconsin. The law also generally prohibits serving oleomargarine or margarine to students, patients or inmates of any state institution as a substitute for butter. Violators can actually be fined $100 to $500, imprisoned, or both, up to 3 months. Many Wisconsinites in the 50s and 60s crossed state lines to buy yellow margarine. Wisconsin's color ban actually ended in 1967 on yellow margarine, but the ban on serving margarine at restaurants, unless requested, remains. So that's tonight's alternate trivia. I'm going to let it drop. So yes, you heard that right. Both answers were Delta, and they were both Cornwaldo bean tonight. So we didn't even have to coordinate that one. So, all right, this is Josh on the W8WKY repeater. We're hosting the BeaconNet here. We're here every Sunday and Wednesday night at 10 p.m. And we're at the bottom of the list. We're going to make a call for check-ins here and see if anybody else would like to get on the BeaconNet before we wrap it up. This is W8HRF. I'm listening.
KA0KDW with a recheck.
All right, KA0KDW, go.
Good evening yet again, Josh and Lucy. I put in the blues, I sent out an email to Nick, SLG, and Dustin. Want to invite everyone to join me tomorrow night. Yes, it is the 4th, and yes, I will still be running a net. 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, Allstar Nodes 44114, which is my personal, as well as 565503, which is the club that I will be running the net for, and that is the Amateur Radio Club here in Missouri, or the NARC. They are the NARC. So I'll be running the NARC net tomorrow night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, K0NXA-L Echolink, K0KDW-L Echolink, and 565503, as well as 44114 on Allstar. So just before you get those fires lit up, join me for a fireworks of an net at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern tomorrow night, K0KDW. Boom, 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 and happy 4th. And oh, for our Canadians, happy belated Canada Day.
K0KDW, W8HRF. All right, thanks, Brad. Hey, if you don't mind, forward that to me if you haven't already, and I'll see if I can try to make it tomorrow. Like I said, I got the day off tomorrow, so hopefully we'll have some time. So we'll say 7-3 to you. Have a wonderful 4th if we don't talk to you, but we probably will. And again, I'm back at the bottom of the list. If you would like to check into the BeaconNet, please call now.
KCFQV, a recheck. I just want to know what letter is the main trivia, KCFQV.
KI5LRA, recheck.
All right, we picked up KC8FQV with a recheck and KI5LRA with a recheck. Mark, the answer to the main trivia was Delta. QSL?
Was that, okay, was the main trivia the cheese one, and I guess it would have been was that the cheese one or was the alternative one? I think the alternative was the ham one. I can't look at the blue screen. That's why I was over at the blue screen. Now I'm on True RF. KCFQV.
All right, Mark. Yeah, so the main was the one with what ham means in ham radio operator. The answer was Delta, and the answer was also Delta for the alternate, the one about the butter. So Delta for the main was originally an insulting term for anyone who is friends with Colonel Cornwaldo Bean, but it was originally an insulting term. So, anyways, we'll clear with KC8FQV. Thanks so much for stopping by, Mark. And that brings us down to KI5LRA with a recheck. Go ahead.
KI5LRA back here. Hey, just wanted to say great net tonight, and I had a pretty good laugh there. I didn't think there was any way I got both those right. That's hilarious. But yeah, fun net tonight, and happy 4th of July to whoever I don't talk to. And I'll be around. I'm gonna grab some coffee and some fuel, and the radio will be on in the car here. So if anyone's bored and wants to chat, as soon as I get some caffeine, I'll be back here in the car. KI5LRA back tonight. Good job, guys. God bless. 73.
Victor Alpha 3, Dustin Quebec Kilo, okay? I hope everybody's having a good night, sir.
KI5LRA. Hey, glad we were able to give you a bit of a laugh there, JP, and you take care there. And hey, maybe we'll catch you a little bit later on. Like I said, I don't have work in the morning, so maybe we can play a little bit of radio tonight. So that'd be kind of fun. So we'll say 7-3 to you. And there was I think it was a Victor Alpha 3 or a Victor Echo 3 station. Missed your call sign. Would you mind coming back again? Victor something 3 station. Go ahead. All right, nothing heard there. Let's see. We picked up one more from the blue screen. We'll see if he's out there. It looks like Jeff. Kilo November 6, Papa Alpha Alpha. You out there? All right, nothing heard. This is W8HRF, Josh, running the beacon net here on the W8WKY repeater. We're going to do one more call. Last call for the beacon net before we shut it down on this almost 4th of July day here. If you're interested in getting in the log on the beacon net, please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So, on behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, KE8YUK, KD8EPC, KD8SLG, KE8QKO, and KE8VZA, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come back and join us on the next edition of the Beacon Net Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater, Allstar Node. Oh boy, Allstar Node 48496 and Echolink W8WKY-R. Also, don't forget to check out our friends out in Oklahoma, the Boredom Breaker Net every day from noon until Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. Also, be sure to check out the Barometer Net, also on the W8WKY repeater every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern, except for Sunday. You've been listening to Beacon Net. This is W8HRF. My name is Josh, and we will be returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time. 73, everybody, and have a happy Independence Day.
W8HRF, K0QDW, email has been sent.
K0KDW. Got it, Brad. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
No problem. And you know, after rattling off all those call signs, if my dad were here, as soon as, if I were doing that, as soon as he unkey, or I would unkey, he would say E-I-E-I-O.
Or if you know the old Lucky Strike commercials, LSMFT. Oh, man. Yeah, I listened to too many radio shows when I was younger.
W8WKY.
I've probably heard it once or twice. One of our local news talk stations on Saturday night airs radio shows from the 50s, 60s, 40s. I think up into the late or early 70s when a lot of it started to disappear. Oh, I wish those things still existed. I'd much rather listen to one of those than a TV show. But then again, a very, very good TV show is one you don't have to actually watch to understand or to laugh at. So, and there are very, very few of those shows out there nowadays.
Flight 51 KMG 365.
Oh, I'm not sure what that was, but shoot, lost my train of thought there. Yeah, like I was saying, the LSMFT Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. I remember that really well. But yeah, you know, there's still things just change. I mean, there's a lot of good podcasts and stuff. Things have kind of migrated that way, so there's a big variety of things that way. But nothing quite like, I guess, the old radio shows. But I remember I listening to, there was a website, otr.net, where you could actually download hundreds and hundreds of episodes of those old shows, and man, there had to be like 800 episodes of the Jack Benny Show, over 1,000 episodes of the Lone Ranger, and I had listened enough to some of them where you realize that when, like, they had, you know, so you listen to the older ones from the 30s, and they had certain bits that they did, and certain scenarios and certain storylines, and towards the 50s, it's like they ran out of material and they started reusing the old scripts from the 30s, and I noticed that with multiple shows, particularly things like the Jack Benny Show and the Lone Ranger. So that was interesting. That was something that I noticed a long time ago.
Yeah, I think this weekend I'm going to have to find my computer speakers and plug my AM radio back in. It's a dual dubbing cassette player with a record player on top, back from the 80s, and it is the only thing that inside this trailer I can pick up AM radio on, and I can actually pick up WBBM Chicago full time. So I may have to break that out and find the computer speakers so I can listen to them, because almost all evening, Saturday and Sunday, they play those old shows. And the news talk station local to where I am only does it for like an hour and a half on Saturday nights, just before midnight. So, yeah, we'll have to break out the computer speakers and plug the radio back in so I can listen to some good old-fashioned AM radio. And speaking of train of thought, let's see if I can do this without wrecking. Yeah, there we go. We get a curve right when I try this. So let's get around this curve here. All right, I think I got a straight stretch enough for now. Train of thought, we'll hit the air horn here. Oh, that was the map key. Darn keyboard. Second time's the charm. There we go. There's your train for the night in the air horn. I might get some shame from truck drivers, since that is a Freightliner Cascadia air horn on there.
KA0KDW sending us off the rails. W8HRF. There's a radio station around here. It's an FM station, WCLV, and they normally play classical music. But Saturday nights at like 11, I think that they had a special program called Weekend Radio, and they would play all kinds of old skits and stand-up comedy routines and things like that, which was really cool. I don't know if they're still doing it. That was a good number of years ago I last heard it. I'm normally not listening to FM radio at 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday, but I remember when I was a kid, I would take cassette tapes and record some of the bits so that I could listen to them back again. So they would have like Bill Cosby doing the Noah skit, and oh man, I feel like they did. Who were the guys that did? Oh my goodness, the Holy Grail, the Search for the Holy Grail, Monty Python. I think they had some Monty Python skits and stuff. So that was a cool show. I don't know if they're still doing it. I had to look that up, but that was kind of neat. It's just at a bad time for somebody who was rather young at the time. And you were mentioning the Chicago station that comes in. We actually have a station that comes in from Detroit on AM pretty well, day or night. I mean, it just comes right over the lake, and they make it into Ohio pretty good. And I remember my grandpa would always be listening to that station, so got fond memories of that. W8HRF.
K0KDW. I just passed under a certain bridge on Interstate 80 in Nebraska, which tells me I'm almost to my virtual destination at the headquarters in Lincoln. That's how I know that every time I pass under that bridge. I'm like, hey, I know where I'm at now. I will love it when Missouri comes out for this game because I will be able to drive that and know exactly where I'm at. So that'll be super fun to be able to do that. In fact, when Kansas came out, there's a town in Kansas called Pittsburgh, Kansas, which is in the southeast corner. I had to become a tourist in the game and drive around the city to see if I could recognize anything. Unfortunately, it's mostly the downtown area of Pittsburgh, Kansas, which I've not really been to. I've only been to the hospital over there. Not as a patient. My family used to deliver medical support, and we had a particular run to Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh, Kansas. So I've only been on the extreme edge of Pittsburgh. So not too familiar with it, and only thing I was able to recognize was Pitt State University, because they have the giant gorilla mascot out front. So yeah, that was the only way I was able to recognize that. And I'm pretty sure, though I couldn't drive towards it, it was on part of the map that they just modeled for looks, for distance, so there's something off in the distance. I did use the developer camera and fly around the map, and I did find the hospital, so they did indeed map it in there, so that was kind of neat. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of justice they do Missouri. I've been seeing some of the blogs, and they've done up Columbia and St. Joseph and Jefferson City real nice, so I look forward to seeing how the rest of the state, how the city closest to me, Springfield, the third largest city in the state, I look forward to seeing how that looks. Should be quite the treat. Have a good evening there, Josh, and to Lucy as well. And hopefully we'll catch you both tomorrow night on my net. In fact, let me reset so I don't time out here. In addition to the severe weather net, I had a bowl, a short enough bowl and everything that I did my Southwest Missouri DMR and the Missouri statewide DMR net. 14 on the first one and 16 or 8, I think it's 18 on the Missouri net. So that was a grand old time. So if you ever get DMR, you're welcome to join me there on Wednesday nights too. So I do that every Wednesday. I'm actually the founder and net manager for the Missouri net. There's no traffic light here, and it's a four-way stop, and none of the computer traffic stops. You got to sit here and play chicken to get out. Somewhat realistic, I guess.
Oh boy, at the end you kind of broke up, but I got it all. K0KDW W8HRF. I got two questions. One, is the drive time in the game the same as real world? And then the second is, do they release like DLC for the game where it's new states? Do you have to buy the new states, or how does that work?
The answer to the first question is no. Otherwise, I'd probably still be in New Mexico or Colorado. When I wrapped up my comments earlier, I was just passing through Albuquerque. So it is a 1 to 19 map scale. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if it were a 1 to 1, but good golly, I think I would. I don't know how much I would like it if it were a 1 to 1. I'm sure I'd play it from time to time, but yeah. And as far as the map expansions, they are DLCs. They're $12 DLCs, except for Texas. That was a $18 one, but it took them 3 times as long to get that released because of the size of it. Otherwise, it's fairly small. There's a few other DLCs, including a heavy haul pack, special transports, farm machinery, which came with Kansas. And they just released a JCB construction DLC, so you get a whole officially licensed machinery from JCB. Several years ago, they did the same with Volvo, with the construction department with Volvo, and released several items for construction-related stuff that were Volvo branded. And of course, the 7 main truck manufacturers in the U.S. are officially licensed as well. So you got Freightliner, Volvo, Mack, Kenworth, Pete. There's one I'm missing. I know there is. I just can't remember it. International, that's what it was. So yeah, everything's officially licensed as far as trucks go. There's a few officially licensed cargoes. So it's pretty enjoyable.
Nice. I was going to say, if it's not sped up, that would probably get a little frustrating, but 1 to 19 seems to be good. What else was I going to say about that? I had an idea what you were talking. So Truck Simulator or Farming Simulator actually would make more sense. Great Britain edition with a Clarkson Farms expansion, and you can play as Jeremy Clarkson or Caleb or any of the other characters like Gerald. I don't know if you watch Clarkson Farms, but that would be kind of funny. That might be something I buy for like $5, play it for a day, and then be done with it. But you could try to plow fields and screw up the tram lines and everything, and have Caleb swearing at you as you screw it up. So I used to do a lot of when I was younger. I played a lot of flight simulators. That was the thing I was into for a while. So it took me a while and to figure it out. But I even got myself a joystick at one point. I don't even remember how. But that was the thing I was into. But haven't done that in a while. Yeah, Clarkson Farms Farm Simulator with the Clarkson Farms DLC. That sounds awesome.
K0W. Funny enough, there is a Euro Truck Sim. It actually came out before this one. It came out in 2012. Euro Truck Simulator 2. In fact, I just bought the latest map expansion last fall, I think it was, when it came out. I can't remember what countries it was. I think they called it the West Balkans, if I remember right. They're supposed to come out with a couple more this year on that one. This year we just got Nebraska, should be getting Arkansas, and they might be able to squeeze Missouri into this year, but it'll probably be very early next year. They've just announced Iowa, which will come after Missouri, so they're to the point of having 3 to 4 states in production now, which they were able to do after Texas, because Texas took 4 teams to do, and they're a company of about 200 or 300 people now, so they actually started back in 2001 is when they started their company. It's SCS Software based out of Prague, Czech Republic, and so I've actually been playing their games since about 2004. They started out with a series called 18 Wheels of Steel, and that's when I started playing, so I've been enjoying that kind of stuff, and is a big part of what I've done. I've done console gaming too, but I'm more of a PC person. So I've done truck games. I've done outside of the trucking stuff. I've done Need for Speed Underground 2, which every time I would almost have that game and everything unlocked, our computer would fry. It would die on us. So I kind of want to install it on one of my newer laptops, because even though it's a Windows 8 game, I know I can run it without a problem on Windows 10. I've done it before. But I'm afraid to try to unlock everything again. It seems like there's a streak of unlocking everything and then the computer quitting. So, who knows. But for now, I'll just continue to drive in my trucks.
There was a game, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. That's the one we used to play a lot. That was a good game, and we always just played it as multiplayer. I never really did the single-player stuff, but my buddy and I would play that a lot. And for a while there, what was the other thing? I think they remastered that game recently. Yeah, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remastered. Yeah, and we got that. That was 2020. Yeah, and we got that remastered version. We played that for a while. That was fun. That was fun to get back into for a little bit. That, and we did a little bit of Need for Speed Heat. Not too much, but yeah, like I said, it's been a long time since I played video games. Talking about the trucking simulators. If they've been making games since 2001, 2002, whatever it was, there has to be at least one of them where the theme song is Convoy by C.W. McCall, you'd think.
Well, I mean, if you have it in your own playlist, yes. Or if you do it on the in-game online streamer, then you could probably hear it once or twice or a few times. But as far as the theme songs go, because they do have actual game music that is not online or that you have to pull from your own computer, and I would say no on that, and that is just due to licensing. In fact, they have a guy in-house that does all their own music. One of their map designers, or a few of their map designers also dabble a little bit in composing music and playing instruments. So all of the in-game music that is not from your own hard drive or from the online radio streaming deal on the game, it is all composed by their map designers. Yay, I'm back at my garage. And thankfully all of my garages have a fuel tank. My drop-off spot was right beside my garage, so I didn't have to go drive to a truck stop to fill up and then come back to park. $560 worth of fuel. That's a cheap fuel bill, to be honest, because the last time I fueled up was $800. So there you go. But I'm not going to complain. My in-game bank account is $337.1 million, so I'm not going to complain about an $800 bill.
Well, I will say, it looks like you've got Elon beat. He's only got $238 billion, so you did pretty good with your trucking business there. Oh man, I was going to ask you what. So what clubs are you a part of in Missouri? Because I feel like I've heard you mention a couple, and I've kind of lost track. I feel like I've heard like Polk, and then this other one you mentioned, Nixa. How many clubs are you involved in? Didn't you found one of them?
Yeah, I helped establish the Polk County Club. I'm currently the president and trustee. Unless they vote me out of this, then I'll just be the trustee. Unless they fire me from that too. But that was kind of a self-appointed position because nobody else wanted to take it. And I was like, well, I don't care. I'll take it. I'll be more than happy to. Being responsible for a repeater, I'll still be more than happy to do it. So, and then I am a member of the NIXA Club. So I am a member of 2 clubs. And then there's the Missouri DMR net, which is not a club affiliate net. It is a personal thing that I started back in 2019. So I founded and started the Missouri net, which actually was a reboot of our previous statewide net, which was the Missouri VoIP net, which was an Echolink based net, which I had a hand in running in 2016. And then the net just kind of dissolved. Went away for a few years, and when I got into DMR, I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick this back up. So I resigned as net manager for this net to focus on launching this new net, which, interestingly enough, I had a hand in launching the Skywarn Usenet too, so there you go. So I resigned after 3 years of net manager at that net, and then focused on the Missouri net, and picked a day to start it and plugged it for 3 months, and on launch date we had 35 check-ins. I went for 4 months. On a Monday at 8:50, we dropped to 7:30, and we continued to have losing check-ins, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to move to a Monday night or Wednesday night at 7:30, and when I did that, poof, it picked up, and I hold steady at about a minimum of usually 12 to 15. And on the high side, usually 25.
W8HRF returning. Hey, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome that you were able to start that and that it's going well. Okay, so I got Polk County Club, the NIXA Club, and you started the Missouri DMR net and the Youth Skywarn net. That's cool. So the network that you link into the Beacon net, is that a part of, like, who takes care of those repeaters and how many are involved and how much of the state does it cover?
That is called the Forgotten Bands Network of the Ozarks. When it's at its full capacity, it has, I think, 6 repeaters, mostly in the Springfield area, Springfield and one down close-ish to Branson. And it is a mix of the NIXA Club and the trustee of the NIXA Club. A couple of repeaters are under the club call, and a couple are personally his. And it consists of a UHF repeater, which is the hub, because the system itself is all RF linked. It's a hub repeater, and then we have 2 900 megahertz. And we're working on getting the 1.2 gigahertz linked back. And once we get the 10 meter back on the air, it'll be linked back. So it consists of 10 meter, 1.2 gig, 440, and 900.
Nice, that's cool. I really like the idea of RF linked repeaters. There is a repeater, there's a couple of them that are linked via RF pretty close to where we are here in Ohio. There is, excuse me, one up the road, literally a mile, the Talmadge Circle repeater, and it is linked to one in Uniontown, farther south, and then one up on the lake, up in Chardon. And with that, they can cover a pretty substantial chunk of northeast Ohio. So they are all, they're all UHF. And so that's just a ham, a couple of hams around here. It's not affiliated with any clubs as far as I'm aware. It's just their repeaters that they've linked together. But it's neat that I just like the idea of linking via RF. You don't necessarily need the internet to do it. I really like Allstar though. I know it's not really a digital mode. It's more of a internet linking, I guess. I really like Allstar just because the idea is simple. You can use FM. You don't have to have any specific to the brand, digital mode like Yaesu System Fusion and the Wires X and everything. The integration that they have there, and with D-Star, you don't have to with the ICOM stuff. It's not isolated. You can just have an analog repeater, and if you can get a Raspberry Pi out to it and an internet connection, then you can connect up repeaters across the world, which I think is really cool. And the fact that you can just dial in a number, I think it's awesome. So, but the idea of RF linking, I think, is really cool. There's another repeater system I'm not really on out towards central and western Ohio. Funny enough, it's in Polk, Ohio, I think, is one of the repeaters. And I think there's a couple of those linked together via RF. So that's pretty cool. So I want to learn more about that at some point.
System is also a link system. It's all VHF, but it's mostly Allstar linked. There's a couple repeaters that are linked by RF. Our big link system, which is a cooperation between a few different entities, is called the Southwest Missouri Linked Repeater System, which was a 13 repeater network up until yesterday. It's now 14 repeaters, which covers from almost the Oklahoma state line. In fact, it covers almost down to Miami, or I guess if you want to be politically correct, Miami, Oklahoma. But we can make that same argument for Missouri. If you want to go by the Indian tribe, it's Missouri. But anyhow, that's neither here or there. But it covers from, Miami, Oklahoma, southeast Kansas, all the way over to almost southeast Missouri. And it is a mix of VHF and UHF. The UHF repeaters are where everything links to. So we have a north hub, a south hub, and an east hub. And our east VHF repeaters all link to that east hub, which links back to our south hub. And then we have 5 repeaters that link to the south hub. And then we have 2 VHF repeaters, the north hub, and the north hub links back to the south hub. So all of that is RF. And in fact, you can read all about that at smlrs.info. Sierra, Mike, Lima, Romeo, Sierra, India, November, Fox, Oscar. Great system. It's a combination between the Nixa Amateur Radio Club, the Mule Barn Group, which is our Missouri State Highway Patrol Radio Club, under the call Kilo Zero Hotel Papa, as well as a couple individuals. One is just an individual, and the other one is a Motorola dealer who has a couple of his own ham repeaters, and one of them is analog VHF one is part of that link system. So then we have redundancies too. We have a couple of backup. We have a south backup hub and a north backup hub, which are both UHF repeaters that are typically standalone. So Thursday night's the fun night. That 14 repeaters gets linked into that Forgotten Bands network. Plus another 4 or 5 repeaters are linked in. Not to mention the amount of people that may come in on Allstar or Echolink. And then we also link Southwest Missouri DMR and Southwest Missouri P25. So there's Echolink, Analog, Allstar, Analog P25, DMR, and so on. There's several ways to join that net.
I'm just envisioning a map of circles all over the place with the entire state of Missouri covered by all of these repeaters. Oh, man. That had to take a while to get all off the ground. But that's awesome that you guys have all of that set up, especially with all of the redundancies and stuff. That's really cool. So I'll have to play around with it. Like I was saying during the net, it'll be fun to one of these days, I should just sit down in the radio room and just dial around to different Allstar nodes and investigate and see what's out there. So I think that'd be kind of fun. So there's the repeater up here. One of them, the 147015, the W8 OKE repeater that we link in for the beacon net and the barometer nets in the morning. That it's got Allstar capabilities on it, and so that was actually one of the first repeaters I think that I heard when I got my license, and it was just on my bow fang. I had a whole bunch of frequencies programmed in, and I'd be like driving to work and just had it on, and I'm in the car, it's just a rubber duck antenna, and so like every now and again you'd hear something come through, and I was like trying to figure out what was going on every morning when I was driving into work, and eventually found out that was the barometer net that they have at 7 a.m. Here on the W8WKY repeater, and then so I guess it became my goal to try to get into that net, and then I eventually got a mobile radio and was able to do that, and discovered the beacon net after that, and how we link into all these different repeaters all over. And then the boredom breaker net was a fun one to discover because I think we discovered that we were going to Florida for a friend's wedding. We were driving down, and let me break for time. We had checked into the barometer net in the morning at 7, and I think Nick was running it, or he heard us, and so we just checked in, and we're driving south for hours and hours and hours, and then I think Lucy was driving, or we stopped at a store or something like that. I was screwing around trying to find repeaters in North Carolina, and it just so happened I found one. I think it was near Mount Avery in North Carolina, and programmed that in. I heard a net going, and so I was listening, and we eventually checked in, and when we did, it was the boredom breaker net. I had never heard of it before, and of all things, Nick came back and was like, "Hey, heard you guys leave this morning or whatever," and I thought that was just the coolest thing. Like, what were the chances that you'd hear the same person up in a totally different system, linked up to a net later on in the day in North Carolina? That was quite the coincidence. So that kind of got me hooked for a while. W8HRF.
K0KDW. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I haven't been doing Allstar but maybe 2 years. In fact, it was Juris who told me about this net. They linked into the Skyways net back when I was still partially involved with it. And one night after the youth net, he was like, "Hey, you might want to check out the border breaker net and the beacon net," because it was, the youth net was a Sunday night at 7:30 Central, and he said, "Hey, you might want to connect up to us for the their system for the beacon net." And at that time I did, and it kept kind of being a little choppy, so I happened to hear Nick mention the Allstar Node for their system, so I went into the ClearNode app, changed it over to their system, to this one here, and since it's been there ever since. So it's been, this year should be 2 years, I think. I'd have to look back to when I bought the ClearNode. I think it was 2 years ago, so yeah, this should be 2 years coming up on my birthday of all days, because I'm pretty sure, or near my birthday, so I think I ordered it on my birthday or close, which my birthday will be a week from tonight, so it'll be Wednesday of next week. So there's that, 29 trips around the sun. So there is that, and my porch light seemed awfully bright. I thought it was still daylight out. That was a little confusing. But anyhow, I guess that's what happens when you're sitting in a dark room and you turn the TV screen off, because the TV's I use a 32-inch TV for the computer monitor.
That's right. I forget the different time zones. Yeah, it's been dark for here a little bit. Was there another station in there under Brad for a second?
Yeah, K8AFS. And
trivia.
I want to ask, when's that Wednesday night net? Is it on this frequency here? Go ahead.
All right, we got a couple stations. Dick, K8AMX. Let me make sure I got it. All right, Dick, the answer for trivia, they were Delta and Delta. Maybe you fell asleep and just woke up. So the first one about where did or what was the origin of the term ham radio operator? It was a pejorative term. And then the second one was, I wrote it. I think the Great Cornwaldo Wealth of Wisconsin. Wisconsin was the answer for that one. Other station that was in there, yeah, this, we were linked up, we were doing the Beacon Net. We finished probably about 40 minutes ago or so. So we had a little bit of a late night, and then just ended up sitting around and talking afterwards. Let's see, I didn't catch your call sign station with the asking about the Beacon Net. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Sean, Newkirk, Oklahoma, KJ5GTB. When does that net start? And is it on this node, this frequency? Go ahead.
Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Tango Bravo, Sean in Newkirk. I believe I got that right. Yeah, so it looks like you're coming in through I think you're coming in through the Boredom Breaker hub from what I can see on the dashboard. So yes, normally it comes in through the Boredom Breaker hub. You can find it on the Allstar Node is 49562, and you can also find it on that's the Boredom Breaker. That's the N5XQK Allstar Node. You can also get it on our W8WKY node 48496 or on Echolink W8WKY. And we're normally here with Sundays and Wednesdays, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Tulsa time, and pre-checks are a half hour before that, so that'd be 9:30 Eastern, and then I guess an hour before that for Tulsa time. So did that answer your question there, Sean?
Yeah, I'm actually coming through on Echolink through the through an Oklahoma repeater. Norman, Oklahoma. Sorry. Anyway, I just happened to find it and clicked on it earlier, and lo and behold, there was actually somebody talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, roger that, Sean. Yep, we normally have a couple of pretty active nodes here, the Boredom Breaker Hub and then the Sarah Club out of Doylestown, Ohio, the W8WKY. So, stop back and join us. The next one will be Sunday, and Sunday at 10 p.m. our time, 9 p.m. your time. So thanks for stopping by. Feel free to stick around if you want. Just sitting here talking to Brad and Dick. Let's see, K8AMX. Did you get the answers there? Go ahead.
W8WKY.
Yes, and you're right. I did fall asleep, and and then this extended care facility, and boy, I tell you, it's sometimes fun
switch into my headphones just a second. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, I heard that you were that you weren't in Firestone Park, that you were in Green, the care facility there. Hopefully they're treating you well, and you'll get to be home soon. But you're making it into the machine all right. You're just there's a little popcorn, but can hear you all right. And like I was saying, I just put my headphones on so I can hear a little bit better, and so I don't wake the baby up upstairs. So go ahead, Brad, K0KDW.
Yep, all good there. And yeah, I'll do some. I don't know if we'll do the July field day. It's a little too warm out here for that. We were going to go out this weekend, one of my club members and I, but neither one of us really want to be out in the heat and humidity, so I don't know if we will. We may get out a bit more this fall and in the spring when it's nicer out. So, in fact, when we went out in late February, it was 85 degrees and windy as can be. It was burn ban city down here on that day, and people were still. So there you go. Never fails. But all right, I'm gonna actually hop out of here. I'm getting ready to drop here in about 3, 4 or 5 minutes, somewhere around there, whatever time it is now. So I'm going to hop out of here and get ready to head to bed, but you're welcome to connect to my node anytime. Hopefully I'm listening. If I'm in here at the desk, I'm not always on because I don't scan my node, so it depends on if I have the handheld on or not. And if you have DMR, you can always find me on Southwest Missouri, 31291. So there you go. We'll catch you later, Josh, and if Lucy's still around, good evening to her as well. Have a good one. We'll catch you down the lock, maybe tomorrow night. K0KD or WHRF. HRF. From KA0KDW 73. Have a good evening.
All right, Brad. Thanks for this conversation there, and you have yourself a good night, and we'll catch you later. KA0KDW W8H, and I think I got your node down as 44114, so we'll catch you later. All right. Okay, let's see. Sean, you still around?
Yes, sir, I am. And I have to correct myself. That was the Claremore repeater system that I'm coming through on the Echolink on. But yeah, I'm still here.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yep. Claremore. See, I don't know where that's at, but I've heard it mentioned many times since that system links up to us so much. So, yeah, I know there's a whole bunch of great hams out there in Oklahoma. Actually, if you're connecting through there, I actually don't know. Are you actually in Oklahoma?
Yes, sir. I'm about as close to the Kansas state line as you can get without being in it, but I am in Oklahoma. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I remember Newkirk. Here we go. I looked you up on QRZ. Excuse me. Hey, it looks like you just got your tech license not long ago. Is that right? Back in June?
Yes, sir. 4 weeks ago tomorrow. I've had it. So yeah, just did get it.
LRA here.
Hey, JP, you're still around. Awesome. Good to hear you. Congratulations, Sean. That's awesome. Hey, maybe we can get a round table going here. Let's see. I can't remember your full call sign, JP. But LRA, how about you? I'll pass it to you, and then can you pass it to Dick, K8AMX, and Dick, if you're still around, pass it to Sean. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks there. I was just going to let Sean know there. Yeah, it sounds like he just discovered the N5XQK-R Echolink thing there. And yeah, if he every day at noon is the boredom breaker net. It runs for 2 hours, and then every Wednesday and Sunday they do the VNet, which is out of Ohio. And yeah, that's all connected to the Claremore repeater, which is N5XQK-R on Echolink. So yeah, that Claremore repeater is where the boredom breaker net originated. Just to give you some on that, so every day at noon until about 2 o'clock, they run a net, and then Oklahoma time 8:30 until they run out of things to talk about on Wednesdays and Sundays. So I just wanted to pass that information on. Go ahead and pick it up there, Dick. KI5 LRA for ID.
You still with us, Dick? K8AMX? All right, Dick may have drifted off to sleep. Thanks for jumping in there, JP. Appreciate it. Yeah, I was telling Brad about how I had discovered the boredom breaker net, so that was pretty cool. I don't get to check in as much as I'd like just because I'm at work at that time, but sometimes on Wednesdays when they link up the local Ohio repeater here, the W8WKY and the W8OKE, I'll pop in at the very beginning and then head back into work if I take a late lunch. So, all right. Take it away, Sean. Go ahead. Uh-oh, might have lost Sean. Sean, you still around? KJ5 GTB? All right, maybe he lost connection there. So, where are you at now, JP? Oh, all of the systems disconnected at midnight. Okay, W8HRF, I'll be listening.
W8WKY.